Hey, Schwalbe here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set up and configure a chatbot to talk with IFT. I'm using Nightbot for this, and then IFT will talk with Home Assistant so that your chat users can change your lights. If you need help setting up Home Assistant, I have a fully detailed video, and you can check that out here. Or take a look in the description. I have some links. Let's start off in Home Assistant. Why? So that we can give our commands something to activate. Okay, so this is the start. This is our overview. So we'll go down to Configurations, Automations, and then we'll use the plus. Now I always skip this section and I just type it in here. So we will do chat lights red. And then down here, we will select webhooks and chat lights red. And this is what will actually be triggering the look of our scene. This top section is just a friendly name. Now down here at the actions, we will select call service. We want our lights to turn on, and then we can select what we want. Now, this system only allows us to manually put one in at a time, or I should say, to select one light at a time. But I want four. I have four different lights: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I want all four to activate simultaneously. So what I'll do is I'll select light 1. I'll come over here to Notepad. I'll paste the value in, and then I'll put a comma. Then I will come back. I'll select light 2, and again I'll highlight, copy it, and paste it into my Notepad and put another comma. You can do this for as many of the lights as you see fit for your project. For me, as I had mentioned, I have 4 lights. So for me, I only need these 4. So now that I have all 4 lights, I've pasted them in here. And then under the service data, we need to tell it what we actually want it to do. So for me, I'm going to select the developer tool. I'm going to type in light, and it's light 1, and then these are some of those options that we can go with. Now brightness is on a value of 0 to 255. I want the red to be as bright as it can go, so I will put it to 255 value. I then want to control it through the RGB value. So I'm going to copy this RGB color and the 3 sets of 255. Now each of these 3 sets are controlling the red, the green, and the blue respectively. So since I want this one to be only white, I will put these other 2 values to 0. Then when we hit save, that little save icon disappears, and right here we get this disable automation. And we can test that the automation is working correctly with the lights that we want by just hitting execute. And my lights have turned red. So we know everything is working how we want it to with the lights that we want it to. So I'm going to click on the call service and change it to edit as YAML. That gives us a nice copy and paste option that we can then use this and paste it out to several other colors, such as if we want to turn it back to white, if we want to turn it to yellow, or blue, or green, or purple, or any other color that you can desire. So I am going to go back and I'm going to add a white look. So we'll do chat lights white. Change the device to webhooks. Chat lights white. And then I'll come down here, edit as YAML, and paste that whole thing. And because I want it white, that's all three of those colors combined. But because I am now literally doing 100% on 3 different LED sets, I'm going to reduce the overall brightness down by quite a bit. So for me, the white value, when I have all 3 running, I like to have at 108 for brightness. When I'm running 2 of the LEDs, such as yellow, for example, is going to be olive red and olive green. So for yellow, I will run usually around 192 to 204 for the brightness. And then when I'm only running one of the colors independently, then I have that at the full 255. So we'll go ahead and hit save for the white. We know that it saved because that little save icon disappeared, and we got this enable disable animation. So I will go ahead and enable, or excuse me, execute. And we come back to our white. Now I do have auto white balancing happening. So in these color changes, that is an issue that you might be seeing. You can correct that by simply turning off your auto white balance in your camera setting. Now I have also added this chat lights party option. So with this, I am activating those same lights, but I'm also activating another set of controls. I could do all of this directly through Home Assistant like I did the colors. I'm actually using a scene through Huya. Okay, so for this, all I have to do is hit execute, and it's party mode. And again, this same type of thing is happening all through a chat command. This is simply the receiving side of the command. So you can tie any action that you want in Home Assistant to a chat command. Okay, so that is how you set up Home Assistant to receive the commands. We use IFT in this process because most chatbots, in fact, all chatbots that I've come across, use a get command when sending webhooks. And Home Assistant only accepts push commands for webhooks. So IFT kind of marries those two together and is able to convert the get command that the chatbot sends to a push command that Home Assistant needs. This solution that I am providing to you only requires one IFT applet to be created, and all commands will pass through this and then will break out to their individual webhook receiving sides on the Home Assistant. So you can make as many Home Assistant color changes that you want. You still only need one IFT command to process that. Okay, so to start, we'll hit create applets. If this will add, and we'll do webhooks. Click on the only option that's there, and chat lights. Now you may recognize this chat lights from the Home Assistant, and that is because it's the same thing. So we have chat lights, and we'll create trigger. Then, and we'll do another webhook. Make a web request. We'll put in our URL, and this is what gets sent to Home Assistant. Now, if you don't have access to your Home Assistant from the outside internet world, you'll need to add that, and you can find out more information from following my video, which will be in the top corner here, or you can take a look at it in my description. I'll have links there as well. Now, using my web link, I will go ahead and paste that in here. It's my free shwowie.freeddns.org port 8123. It's got the API webhooks, chat lights, and then this value 1. And it's important that you do not have a space here. And you can get this value 1 by just doing this add ingredient and clicking value 1. But by default, it does put in a space. You want to make sure that there's no space, or this will not work. From there, change method from get to post, and content type to text plain. And that's it. Hit create action, hit continue, and your options might vary. I'm on the pro setting. Your option might be slightly different if you're on the free version. You can name this however you'd like. I'll just go ahead and do keep the default, and I'll hit finish. Now that we've saved that applet and we can see that it's connected, we'll need to get our streaming key. To do that, click on this little triangle thing. We'll come to the webhooks. That'll show you all the webhooks that you have created so far, and then click on documentation. Here on documentation, your key is listed right here at the very top. It's also listed at a few other places, so there should not be any issue for you to find what your key is. Now you want to keep this key private and personal, as if anyone gets a hold of this key, they too will then be able to send commands through your webhooks to your devices. Now is a good time to talk about chatbots and how they react with the particular streaming service you're working with. I'm using Nightbot, although this should be true with all chatbots for the service you're using. Twitch does not disconnect bots from your account when you're done streaming, nor do they automatically reconnect bots when you start streaming. YouTube does. Facebook, from my understanding, also disconnects and reconnects. Why is this important? You don't want your chat to be able to change your lights when you're not streaming. Okay, so for Twitch, there will be 2 sets of commands, and for YouTube, there is only 1 command. In both situations, those commands will keep your lights off when you're not streaming, but allow your chat to activate your lights when you are streaming. All right, so I've logged into my Twitch dashboard for Nightbot. So I'll go ahead and click on the commands and then custom. You can then hit add command. Now I personally would only like my subscribers here on Twitch to be able to control my lights. So I will use user level subscriber. I will do a command name of lights. The message will be this bit of code that will be in the description below. Everything will be copy and paste other than this key section. That you'll have to copy in your specific user key that you just received from IFT and put that in here. Everything else you can leave the same. I'm also going to increase this to 60 seconds because I don't want the lights to just constantly be changing from users stomping on each other. Under alias, I will do lightsexe and I'll hit submit. All right, now that I've hit submit, I'll go ahead and add another command. This command will be that lightsexe. The message here literally can be the full copy and paste. You don't need to do any editing here. And again, you'll want to use the same user level as before. So for me, subscriber, and the cooldown at 60 seconds. And the alias, you don't need to worry about this time. We'll go ahead and hit submit. All right. So the basic concept of what these 2 commands do is that the very first lights command will take the user input from chat and determine whether or not you are currently live streaming. And if you are, then it creates a URL package, as it were, that then gets passed down to the lightsexe. Under the lightsexe, it looks to see if that package has been received. And if it hasn't, that means that you are offline and it says, this user isn't here. And it lists your name specifically. And then if you are online, then it takes that URL and it passes it on to IFT. and IFT receives that and then passes it on to your Home Assistant. So that's pretty much it for the Twitch. So you only need these pair of commands for Twitch, and the way you use it is you type in lights and then a color that you'd like to do. All right, so I've now logged into Nightbot with my YouTube settings. So we'll go ahead to Commands and Custom, Add Command. We will do exclamation lights, and we will type in the message here. I like to have it at least 60 seconds so that your lights aren't kind of going into a spastic craze. Once one person realizes they can do it, everyone tries to do it. And you're almost ready to go. The only thing you need to do after you've pasted in the code, which is provided in the description below, is change the key. And you'll get that key from the previous step from IFT. Now again, Nightbot, as well as any other bot, is going to push out a get command to IFT, and then IFT transmits that from a get to a push, and then sends that to your Home Assistant, which is how your lights are going to change. So after you've saved that key, we'll go ahead and hit submit, and you should be good to go. There are obviously a lot more platforms available to stream on than just YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. There are also obviously a lot more bots available than Nightbot. For example, Stream Elements and Streamlabs are both bots that are available for YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, all three. So you could theoretically have your same set of commands for all of them on a single platform. Thank you so very much for watching my video here on how to do lighting by chatbots. There is, using the same method, the ability to use Stream Deck and with the push of a button change the lights. If you'd like to see a video on how to do that exactly, let me know in the comments below as well. I do read every comment that you make. So hit that like button, share this video with those other streamers that you think might enjoy this or would need to use this. And first and foremost, stay safe, enjoy streaming, have fun. See you next time. So we have lights, we have camera. Blah, 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 blah. Am I centered to my camera? And I think I am. To configure a chatbot. Yeah. Please check out my detailed video here. Or here?